every single time. I'm a long-term winner. You couldn't survive in a stone cold.
This is 66. It's running here, so I don't know if I should fire.
I need a new place to be a believer. You feel like a new
Think about it. Just another podcast, episode 66.
We're here.
How y'all doing?
I'm hot.
I want to shout out all our listeners, all our viewers on YouTube. Shout out everybody that's new with us. Shout out everybody that's been rocking with us from the day one. Everybody looking for merch. I got new hoodies coming. $80, no discounts.
Yeah, I had two people ask me for that.
For a discount?
No, for the hoodie.
What size?
Why is that what you go
Small
to?
and large.
Hey, I got some smalls left. I got one black, one gray. I got one black extra small, one gray extra small. $80. They're very comfortable. This is high quality. This is stitched on, brother. Tell me.
It's fine.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. So, and we got t-shirts coming and maybe some dad hats coming. But yeah, before you go any further, make sure you subscribe. We're not even going to ask to like and hit the bell yet. Let's get the subscribe first. Yeah.
That might be the problem. We're asking too much.
I don't know. Can't get them to do one thing. But anyway, best show in the 7-5. Best vibe in the 7-5. Got a great show for y'all today. We're going to talk business. We're going to talk big money.
You know what?
Yes, sir. We got Lydia in the back.
Ah!
I don't know what she's doing. She doesn't have a mic today. She might not have a mic from here moving forward. We don't know. We're making cuts later. B Hood is in here. Brother Els.
Here.
Chris Featherson. Make sure you say the Featherson. Fresh off that New Orleans trip.
Yeah.
How was that?
It was great.
That shit was great.
New Orleans
Tried a lot of new food.
Baby.
Ate some duck that I hated.
Yo,
duck?
Yo.
Yeah.
What?
I wish I recorded it, but I was laughing too
How do
hard.
you hate duck?
It was horrible.
it wasn't
It wasn't cooked
Listen,
well.
duck is so great.
It
Like
was horrible.
That shit was so funny.
behind like
bro.
steak, duck might be right up in the mix,
Really?
like with lamb chops and.
I would have never
What about you?
guessed,
What you think,
Kadeem.
bro?
You had duck
I'm a
before?
vegan. I don't eat none of that.
Yeah, I don't eat no meat.
I knew he was gonna say that.
I fuck with it.
I fuck with it, but I could just. He was
I'm
like,
almost
nah, I'll
there.
drink. Just, I've done it for like fitness purposes, like to shave pounds real quick. You go vegan real quick for like a month and some change. But I don't know. It's something about a good medium steak.
That duck got me up out of here.
Something about a
you
good
got
meat.
all
I was
types-
like,
I wasn't gonna say that.
Well, you got all types of meats. Vegetarian food that that tastes like meat. You would
That's
never
true,
know
that's
the
true.
difference. You know what I'm saying? You come to my house. My housekeeper hook you up, cook you a good meal with some vegetables that look like meatloaf or look like chicken or fish, and you wouldn't even know you're not eating that.
My girl, shout out to Caitlin and Sienna back in the crib. She used to do the vegan thing. I converted her though. I mean, her chefing up the steaks. Let's cut it up. And she's like, that is good. Back over to the dark side. We got Diamond Cut. Diamond, what up?
What's up, man?
You can't smoke before you pod no more.
she's high.
You was a damn lie.
You can't.
I bring the energy.
Gotta put that there.
No,
You not when you high.
At all. But anyway,
Hey,
I'm your
here.
host. I got told I can't be pro dad no more, so I'm no substance deem only. And we got Care 4 here with us.
Yo.
You said AKA, forget it. I don't want to mess it
Hey,
up. man.
Cuddy, man.
Cuddy.
King
I didn't-
Cuddy, man. You know that's what they know me as, King Cuddy.
King Cuddy. So, do y'all have anything y'all want to talk about before we get strictly to business? Do y'all want to talk about Obama on The Shop? Did anybody watch it?
I didn't watch that.
Nobody watched it with me. He ain't really talking about nothing anyway.
I know he didn't.
Other than the fact that he got into office and then other people didn't go out to vote because that's... okay, all right. Nobody cares.
Nobody cares about what Obama said. Who
They're
cares?
lost of people.
What else you got?
I didn't do the board.
I know. I'm just saying, like you sound like you had some topics before you want to get into
Nah,
them.
man, he got a lot to we could get into, so...
Bet it up. Let's get to it then.
Where you want to start?
Oh, it don't matter. This, I'm a guest in your house. I'm here.
Where you from? What's your
I'm
story?
from South Jamaica Queens, man. You know what I'm saying? Queens, New York.
Yes, sir.
I ain't getting nothing.
Come on, man.
Gunshots. Best show in the 7-5. Queens. New
Yeah.
York. What up? What up?
Queens,
Greatest show in the 7-5.
This guy here.
Yeah, Southside Jamaica Queens. A lot of legendary people come from there. man.
Absolutely. I'm a major dude there. My roots is here in Virginia. A lot of people around here don't really know that. I don't really, speak to a lot of people on that, but my roots is here in Virginia. My family is my mother's actually Dominican. My dad is black.
Okay.
But when my mother's family came to this country, they moved to a town called Phoenix, Virginia, Appomattox and Farmville, way down there in the country. And my dad, who lives in Portsmouth, his actual family is actually from here in Portsmouth. So I spent most of my summers here growing up as a kid. And I used to get into all types of shit in New York. And when I was young, my grandparents would send me down here.
Okay.
You know, then I would come down here and get into more shit. You know what I'm saying? So
It's typically how it goes.
Right.
now when I move here now, people see me, they be like, where this motherfucker come from? You know what I'm saying? They don't even understand I've been here my entire life. You know, but I just, you know, you just gotta kind of let people wonder. You know what I'm saying? I love that. I love being a mystery.
It's crazy when you see the drop head pull up.
Oh yeah.
Then you like, who is that?
Yeah,
Who the fuck is that?
One day I was on the interstate. I think he was coming off of Indian River. And I'm zooming. I'm like, who that in the drop head? You had the top down.
top
I'm
down,
like,
crazy.
sheesh.
Yeah. Somebody.
That shit
I was on
crazy.
the highway the other day, and somebody called me like, "Yo, man, put that goddamn car up, man. I seen you coming on the other side of the highway."
No, you can't miss that. That shit a boat. That shit a
Yeah,
yacht
that shit's
for real.
crazy.
Yeah.
It's that joint.
He said that shit a boat.
No, for real. It's
Like,
phenomenal.
literally.
Yeah, no,
it's
seriously.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like,
I still remember the first time I seen one. I was in California on Rodeo. Me and my friends were shopping. Old, super old white dude. Not a celebrity or not. Just pulled up. And that jig just looks so crazy.
no, that's how
when
it
you
is.
hit the
That's how that
corner.
big
Yeah,
motherfucker is.
it's
You
like,
gotta hit
yo.
the corner.
I'm like, oh, who is
Old
that?
school joint, you got it.
Yo.
Yeah, you gotta turn that bitch like that.
That'll garner you the attention
CDL
alone.
to drive that motherfucker.
Did you ask him what he did for a living?
No, I don't do that. I told you that's weird to me.
Okay.
But we could talk. Okay, so I got a little Porsche Panamera. 2018. It's nice.
Weird, man.
No, it's weird to
Panamera,
me.
that's what's up. I
Thanks,
used to have a
brother.
Porsche out of 911.
Thanks, bro.
Porsches, what's up?
That's on the list.
Can I ask you a question?
I'm about to
Pistol.
ask it.
Go ahead.
So a lot of people, they see me out, they be like, oh, what do you do?
All right.
I think it's a weird question to ask.
I think it's a very weird question. People ask me that shit all the time. I think what's weird about it is the delivery of it.
yeah, maybe.
Yo,
it's the
man,
delivery.
what you do? Yo, man, can I get a job?
Yeah,
Yo,
yeah.
man, can I? You know, listen. Whenever in this life, when you get to the point that you're too big or you're too important to answer a motherfucker's question, I think that you just ain't shit. I think that you're just the most arrogant, ignorant motherfucker that's walking the face of the earth. And I think
They act like I said I didn't answer the question. I said it's a weird question.
fucking weak.
He said it's weird too. It's
a very
weird.
weird and uncomfortable question.
And if you're around people that got
But-
money, sometimes somebody can have a car and I had no money. They could,
But what you have to do is you just have to be smart enough to answer that question the proper way, where you don't offend the motherfucker, but you don't come across as some dickhead neither.
yeah, for
You
sure.
know what I'm saying? So I get asked that question 500-600 times a day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like people they want to know. But you can, you just, and it's a weird question, but you just gotta know how to. Like I had motherfuckers come like, yo, what you do for a living? I'm like,
Yeah,
yo,
that's
whoa.
weird.
Yeah, that's weird.
Like, homeboy, chill out.
But
You know
all right,
what
so
I'm
we
saying?
were
Like,
talking
I'll
about
fuck
last
you up
week.
if you
We had a
really
young
want
boy to approach him and say, "Yo, what do you do?" Now, if it's a young person trying to aspire to
No,
get
you
with
got a
that,
question. Y'all making it seem like I was like, yo, fuck you.
No,
leave
you
me
didn't.
alone.
No, you didn't.
What I
say
said
that.
was
I'm
it's
saying.
weird to
It
me. That's
is.
like, don't look at me on my appearance or what I'm driving or some shit like that and think, yo, he must do. No, I can do nothing.
Well, you just gotta look at it this way. You gotta look at it as as shining light on a motherfucker's situation, because you don't really know somebody's situation, and a lot of these motherfuckers just be looking for answers. Like that, because you gotta understand, a lot of these people, there's people in their lifetime that won't ride in a Rolls Royce or sit in a Rolls Royce or even see a Rolls Royce or
that's true.
Porsche or these different kind of things. So it's nothing wrong. I mean, we were put here listen, everything we have, God gives us for whatever.
Amen.
At any given time, we can go outside, that fucking Rolls Royce be gone, that Porsche be gone, whatever it is. Everything we have belongs to God. And he gives us these things for the meantime. And we get these things for a reason.
Amen.
So you have to be able to use these tools that you're given to inspire other motherfuckers. Because some people just don't know.
Agreed.
But is it a weird question? As fuck. It's a very weird question, but like I said, you just got to know how to answer that question.
That's all I said.
Yeah, presentation is
said it was
That's
weird.
not really all you said, but
that's not. But
I
it's
said
cool.
it's weird.
Yeah.
It makes you
I
uncomfortable.
agree.
I've been in Atlanta where a
some
dude would
bail.
have a Rolls Royce and not have a crib. And not have nothing
Well,
else.
Atlanta, I love Atlanta, but Atlanta is a very fronting
I'm about to say
town.
the front capital of the world.
But that's what I'm saying. So
Atlanta
you
is
could be around somebody and think like, oh, he looked the part, but you not the part. That's weird to me.
I feel what you're saying.
That's all I was
But
saying.
if somebody's faking it and they just getting it somehow or they scamming or whatever, they're not gonna have a real answer for you.
Right.
But it really does. See, we also can't get caught up in what another motherfucker is doing, because whatever he's doing to get his money, that's what he's doing, as long as he ain't in your pocket. You know what I'm saying? So you really can't hate on what a motherfucker is doing to get his money if he, because when I first came here, motherfuckers was making up so many stories about who I am and what I do. I heard so many stories from I was the plug, I was the feds, I was a rat. I owned the something cafe. I was one motherfucker said I was what's money bag yo. Who the fuck is that? Nigga took a picture of my car of me coming down the highway and said, yo, money bag yo is in Norfolk. I said, what? I don't even know who the fuck that is.
Shout out to money bag yo, but that's not it.
I don't know who that is.
I think that question. I think the motive is important with that question, because some people do ask you with the motive of just copying and pasting exactly what you say instead of just taking pieces of what you say and trying to apply it to their life. Because you never gonna beat somebody in their own lane. So I think it's just the motive, and I think with kids it's more so just maybe a guidance thing. Like they're just trying to figure out what they can do to get to that situation.
Not only with kids, but with adults too. You got motherfuckers that's out here that really don't know. You got people out here that just never left Virginia, that never left these surrounding areas, that just don't know. So they don't see it. They don't understand. Like, how the fuck? I didn't even understand that we can buy.
You can't even grasp it.
I mean, but it's listen, it's real. When I bought my first Rolls Royce in 2010. Matter of fact, I'll take you further back.
We're trying to go all the way back.
Yeah, okay, we could do that. In 2004, I purchased my first Bentley Continental GT. Right. So when I bought my Bentley, I went into the and I was in the street, I was hustling, and I had. You know how your Gucci shoes come in the Gucci bags you buy your lady? They come with the big old bag that you put the Gucci bag in.
I'm about to say, look, man, you talking to them, and if I was saying it, they would be like, I can't stand it, you mama.
So anyway, I was married at the time.
That I know.
Well, why wouldn't you know? You know. Come on. So look, I take this money that I had and I put saving for the car and I put it in this bag, this Gucci bag. And I go to the Bentley dealership. So when I get to the dealership and I walk in there, immediately all of the white guys is like busy. Like as soon as I walk in, they're like,
yeah, of course.
So it's like everybody's busy. So when I went in the door, and I'm like, yeah, I'm looking. I want to buy a Bentley GT. And the one guy, his name is Will Branston. He ended up being my salesman for many years.
Shout out to Will Branston.
And I went in there and I threw this money and I said to him, I said, yeah, I want to I want to buy a car, man. I want to buy this Bentley. So he's like, okay. So he said, how much money you got in the bag? I said, I got 50 grand. That motherfucker looked at me like my underarms was stinking. He just looked like 50 grand. Like, where's the rest?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they just, that's just how it is. They don't think that you can afford this type of shit. But, and they look at you like, well, listen, where's the rest of the money? And this is in 04 when motherfuckers wasn't driving no Bentleys or buying no shit like that. So make a long story short, they just don't expect you to be able to drive that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of them, and that's just the way it is. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, long story short, I ended up purchasing that car from him. And after I bought that car from him, ended up buying another Bentley and several other cars from him. And I gained my respect. And now when a black man, when we walk in those Bentleys and Rolls Royce deals, they don't act like they working. Them motherfuckers want to help you.
Right.
Yeah. They actually fight over you to get to you. You know what I'm saying? Now, what the times are.
On that commission.
Oh yeah, your commission of a Ferrari or a Bentley is 15, 16 grand.
Right.
For sure.
I'm gonna need that.
So let's start from the beginning. Tell us when you first got here. Started in the streets, switched it up, whole bunch of real estate, different properties.
So I started in South Jamaica Queens. I was a pimp.
Oh, I need to hear these stories.
I got to hear this story too.
You was comfortable 10 minutes ago. I'm committing to the look, so I'm gonna keep mine on. Okay.
Boy, marinating.
Right.
I'm not marinating.
All right.
So I grew up.
I'm hot, but I'm not marinating. I will tell you about I was sweating.
Dead back.
And I was a pimp. That was my first hustle. You know what I'm saying? I was a ladies' man. I was a pimp, and I had like 30 different women at one time working for me. This is back in 90. So I graduated high school 92. I'm going to say this was probably 95, 94, 95. And that was my hustle.
Only 6 out
I was in South Jamaica Queens. I was in one of the documentaries, Pimps Up, Holds Down.
Damn.
And I
Check
used
that
to
out.
work
Seen
out
that.
in I used to work out in Long Island City, New York. And I was a young guy, young fly little dude. And I had like 23 girls. I think I had maybe 10 of them for probably the whole time I was in the game.
Damn.
And they stayed with me the whole time. But you know, they came and they went. And then I did that for many years. And then when I had my first daughter, that shit stopped.
Damn.
You know.
Yeah.
That was my life. You know, that's what I did. You know, all my other homeboys was hustling, selling dope, and you know, I did that later in life. But they were all hustling and selling dope, and I just loved women. I had a love for women, so I just wanted to be around women all day.
How do you start that? How do you walk up one day?
Pimps are
and be like,
born. Pimps are born.
cool.
Pimps ain't made. You know what I'm saying?
He sound like a pimp.
Yeah, pimps are born. They definitely not made. You know what I'm saying? So you're born into this world with that in your body. You know what I'm saying? And then once you start to get older and you get around certain people and you know, it's just like anything. You know, this is what you figure you're going to do. You know what I'm saying? And then when I got out there and I started getting around these women that's been in the game for a very long time, and you start to get around them and they, you know, it just strengthens you up, you know, and that's what I did. You know what I'm saying? I was a pimp for many years, made lots of money, and I was a millionaire at 21 years old.
Fire. Wait,
You know,
hold up. I
you
gotta
know.
check out.
That's what I did. You know what I'm saying?
This is my first pimp I've ever been around.
Then when I had my first,
No?
when I had my twins, I had
Bro, you
twins,
been
a
around
boy
me
and a
for
girl.
years, bro. Calm
When I
down.
had my first daughter,
It says pimp, not simp.
it was time for me to stop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I started to, you know, you get older, you get wiser, and you start to think about things. And I used to think like, I tell you, what really made me started leaving the game a little bit. So one day I'm out there, I'm in Long Island City, and shout out Long Island City, and I'm in Long Island City in Queens, and I pull up and I got my hose down. They out there working. So one of my homeboys, his name is Mike. He had been wanting to pimp for so many years, you know, and he had came to me and he said to me, he said, yo, man, I want to pimp, man. I said, all right, you know, I said, well, the game is out here for you, you know, do what you do. So 2 weeks later, he pulls up with a car full of hoes. So he like, yo, man, I'm trying to get down. I said, okay, well, go ahead and do your thing. So he gets down and he pulls up on me and said, yo, man, I got a girl in the car, man, that's related to you. And she don't want to get out the car because you out here. So that pissed me off. You know what I'm saying? I said, nigga, what you mean you got somebody that's because I got in my family nothing but women.
Right.
I was raised by all women. And I jumped out the car on this nigga and I grabbed the door and it was actually my neighbor's daughter.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And it fucked with me because I know this little girl from when she's a little. What's so fucked up about the pimp game is like, you're a pimp and that's your thing and that's what you do, right? Mm-hmm. But then when you go home, when the hoes asleep and they're up and the day is done, and you go home, you're like this fucking man of the house, and now you gotta protect all of, you're just such a fucking hypocrite. Like, you just gotta, now you gotta protect the women in your house, you gotta protect your daughters
when the
and your
hoes
girl. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, when the hoes sleep, because, you know what I'm saying? The hoes want you to be a pimp all the time.
Right.
You can't be a square motherfucker, not even 5 hours out of the day. You need to be a pimp all the time, because a bitch will walk out on you. Okay, you fucking with square bitches, I'm out of here. And they'll leave you. Mm-hmm. So it's like, you just such a hip. So anyway, it was my neighbor's daughter. And I watched this little girl grow up. And I used to see her in the neighborhood fucking around. You know what I'm saying? I would see her. So when I seen her, I said, well, listen, you know, if that's what you want to do, baby, do what you got to do. To him, but to me, it fucked with me a lot because I watched this kid grow up. You know what I'm saying? So it fucked with me a lot. So that's what made me kind of fall back a lot. And then I had a square situation where I had a lady at home. You know what I'm saying? And then she got pregnant with twins. And then when I see my little daughter, I said, man, fuck this. I
Me
can't.
and Chris got daughters. Mine's only 7 weeks old. So
Daughters will change your life. Your
Sure.
sons come it just make you more of an asshole.
Yeah, I would.
You know,
see,
it makes you more arrogant.
Yeah, and
When
daughters
your
do change
daughter
your perspective.
comes, it changes your fucking life. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? It just changes your life. I've seen a new daughter make the toughest motherfucker. No, man, I ain't coming out, man. Stay with my daughter.
all the time.
Real talk.
So after that, I pimped for many years, man, and man, I've been through a lot. I've had cases here in Virginia for promoting prostitution. Was facing a lot of them. Virginia tried to put my lights out several different times.
They'll do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I gave a lot of time back to them, and I was sentenced to 160 years
Shit.
in Campbell County, Virginia, and I gave all that time back.
Shit.
So once you go through a lot of that shit, you be like, man, you got a second chance at life. You know what I'm saying? You just can't really. You gotta move on to different shit.
I feel like that's the dumbest shit ever. 160 years. How am I supposed to serve that?
Well, yeah, all my homeboys, I talk to them every day. All my homeboys from Lynchburg, all my little dudes that I was with, and I can't really call them little dudes. I gotta call everybody homeboys because,
Right.
if you keep if you keep calling somebody your little man, when do you show respect for this nigga?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So everybody got to be your homeboy at some point in life,
yeah.
So, I call them my little guys, but they men. But one of them has life plus 260 years. I
Shit.
talk to him every day. My man Mo. Shout out to my man Mo.
Shout out
And
to
then
Mo.
My other man got life plus 200 and 160 years. They was on the same case. So Virginia, they'll put your fucking lights completely out.
For sure.
they'll
Just say
put your
just say I'm not coming back out. Like y'all don't
Yeah, I
gotta
mean, the
add
life was
20 years.
enough.
Like,
The rest
right,
of it is
you know
just
what I mean?
overkill.
Right.
If you're not coming out at, it's just,
Right, just say I'm not coming
and
out.
them dudes, they don't give a fuck. I mean, them niggas call me in the morning like they got 30 days. Yo, what's up, motherfucker? I ask them, fuck you doing? I'm like,
That's what's up.
you ain't sad?
That's what's up.
I'm
I'll call
good.
you crying
Fuck the
every day.
judge, Fuck it, and they just some real dudes. I mean, they haven't changed since they was on the street. They're the same dudes. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But that shit just ain't for me. You know what I'm saying? So that's when I started to transition out.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And start to try to run business and own businesses. And
I don't want to skip past the hand tat in
Right.
those days.
nah, we can do that. Yeah, we can do that. So let me just say this: I can't take any credit for the Black Mafia family whatsoever.
Right.
Zero. Big Meech's daughter, Demetria, is my wife, and
Shout out to
Demetria's
Big
my
Meech.
father-in-law. He consider me his son, and I tell him all the time, Meech, I ain't calling you daddy, nigga. You know what I'm saying? We speak all the time, every day.
100 million.
How's he doing?
He's doing amazing. He's doing amazing. We trying to get him out. We got Terry out. He's home.
Right. Shout out to
I say
Southwest
we
team.
got him out. I didn't get him out. But
Right.
he's home.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And shout out to Big T. And we trying to get my father-in-law home. And he's doing good. His spirits is up. We speak every day.
Yeah.
And we're just waiting for a decision from the courts right now. We got the paperwork in. And we're basically just waiting for a decision
good.
right now. His daughter was actually just here. She still is in Detroit. She was actually just here with me
Right.
for a week. Demetria. Shout out Demetria Flannery. Shout out my baby. But
Trying to get Hoover out too, or no?
Huh?
Weren't they trying to get Hoover out too?
oh, I don't know nothing about that.
No, that's totally different factions.
Yeah. Totally different factions. I don't know about
But
that.
you see stories about like, all right, Meech coming home in 2 years, Meech coming home in 1 year. Like, is it going to be like sooner than later? Like, a lot of people are interested in that.
Well, whatever Meech, we have a pact that family business is family business.
Right. True.
We don't discuss family business. You just gotta kind of like sit and watch.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. But I will say this: it'll be sooner than a lot of motherfuckers think.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So my man told me to leave a message. You niggas better have his. He coming. Y'all better have it.
Right.
He coming. It's crazy because when I first moved down here, people see me. I've been here like 3.5 years. I think February will be 4 years. When I moved here, people see my tattoo. Like, nigga ain't no motherfucking dude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you just kind of let people
Think they want.
Think what they think.
nigga,
Yeah.
I get props off for bigging up my own name and myself.
Right.
I'm not a sucker that I gotta big up another motherfucker or that I gotta feel like I belong to a motherfucking crew to be relevant.
Yeah.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? I've always been a relevant nigga. Always. I always been who I am. I always been a big nigga. I always been a rich nigga. So I promote myself and represent myself. So I ain't never needed a crew to make me relevant.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So,
That's important. Young boys, if y'all listening, listen to what he just said.
very, extremely important. Represent
Set
your
back,
fucking
though.
self.
Right.
No, for real, that's key.
He said what he
I
said.
think a lot of
he
people out here
said
don't know what they self is, though. They trying to be what other people. I think I posted on my Instagram the other day. Everybody want to seem like they something else that they not.
Yeah.
Instead of just being what they are and cultivating that. Everybody want to be something else. Or be what
They
people
want to
think
be
should
told
be.
who they are. They don't want to say it.
Shit weird.
Well,
They want people to tell
I
them.
noticed that in the 757 a lot. I think the 75. I think the people are amazing here.
Amazing.
I think there's some fucked up ass people here too. But that's anywhere you go.
Facts.
But I think that here, I think the issue is that, from what I see, and who the fuck am I? But this is just my opinion. That here, a lot of people seem to think that they have to be, they have to be doing something to be somebody.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Like you like I need this Maserati to be relevant,
yeah.
or I need to have this S550 to be relevant. I need to do this. I need to have this chain. I need to be in this club standing on the chairs. Motherfucker, I don't go to no club for no reason. I've been out a couple of times, but I don't feel that. I just don't feel like. I just feel that people can be any fucking thing they want to be.
Yeah.
You want to be a rich motherfucker? You can absolutely be a rich motherfucker. All you need to do is focus on being a rich motherfucker.
Facts.
And keep your focus and your energy off the bullshit. Because the majority of us as people, the only reason that we're not where we want to be in life is because we don't allow ourselves to be where we want to be in life.
I've said that before.
That's just it. If you want to be a millionaire, if you want to do whatever it is you want to do, we all got talents. We're fucking kings and queens. We all got talents. Ain't a motherfucker out here that can't drive a Rolls Royce.
Facts.
There ain't a motherfucker out here that can't drive a Bentley, that can't own a hotel,
Facts.
that can't own property. The only thing that's stopping you from doing that is you.
Facts.
That's it. That's it. The motherfuckers that you allow around you that's not doing right, you allow these motherfuckers around you.
Facts.
So 9 out of 10 times, you're going to be just like these motherfuckers that are around you.
Facts.
So the only thing that's stopping you people from being what you need to be is you. Mm-hmm. And I find that I feel like everybody out here is in some sort of a competition. Mm-hmm. Like somebody has to be better than somebody
Yeah,
else.
like
Somebody
what you
has
doing
to,
over there affects what I'm
somebody
doing over
has
here.
to prove to you
Yes.
what they doing or what they got. You know
Yes.
how many motherfuckers is in my inbox sending me pictures of a car, another nigga? Nigga, I don't give a fuck about what he bought, what you
Facts.
got. Nigga, you know what I'm saying? What your kids looking like going to school?
Facts.
What your crib looking like?
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? I just,
I'd be like, yo, who cares what he driving? Look at the bathroom in that picture, fam.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at this surroundings.
You send them
Look at the
pictures
grout work
of a Aston Martin in the driveway, but your driveway is fucked up. Your
Facts.
lawn fucked up. Everything
Facts.
fucked. So I don't get into what a nigga driving and what he got and what
That was the point of me saying when somebody asked me because of what I'm driving, like I'm doing something. You don't know what my kids look like or what my house look like. You don't know anything else about me. You're trying to compare based on what I have and I could not be into that shit. I'm not into jewelry. I could get a chain.
Well, see, that's too. And I got probably $3 million in jewelry, and I don't wear shit but this $5 Apple Watch. However much this watch costs with the fake motherfucking Gucci shit.
Because you are who you are, people think it's real Gucci.
But it's not even that. It's just that my son bought it for me, and I'm wearing it.
Yeah, you gotta do
I know
that.
I know Gucci don't sell no goddamn.
After watch trends.
Yeah, and my
That's a
kids,
fact.
the way I raise my kids is, you can say whatever it is you need to say to me, but you will be respectful in doing so.
Right.
So when he gave it to me, I said, I don't want this fake shit. Look, he said to me, he said, wow. So I spent my money on something that I thought you would like, and you're not going to wear it. All right, just give it back, and I'll just get my money back.
You heard his feelings.
Yeah, my son's a little asshole. Like, my kids are little assholes, and they're just like, he's like, and he speaks so proper, and he's just like annoying as fuck, and I love him to death. I love him to fucking death, but he's just like a little ass, like, wow. So I spent my money that I saved on something I thought you would like, and you know, all right, just take it off. Put it, look, let me tell him, he's 11. Just take it off, put it back in the pack, and I'll just send it back and get my money back. And I was like, wow.
He was like, hold up.
I'm going to keep it, and I'm going to wear it. He goes, you promise? I said, yeah, I promise I'm going to wear it. you gonna take it off when I leave? I said, no, I'm gonna wear it every day.
Oh wow.
And I've been wearing it every day.
Kids will surprise you, boy. My daughter take that tone with me and be like, hold on, I wear it. God dang.
Sure. Fine.
You know, I mean, and like I said, that's my rule. You know, with all my children, like whatever you need to say to me, say it to me. Just be respectful in doing so, because I just might fuck you up. So just be respectful in doing so. You know what I'm saying? And,
Right.
and they come to me and tell me if I upset them, if I yell at them, if you know, whatever it is, they're gonna tell me.
Man, that's
what it is.
big key with being a father, because I think a lot of fathers cut off that line of communication real early.
For being a
So,
parent in
no, that's
general,
important.
me and Lonnie talk like that.
No, but mothers aren't really known for that. Mothers are known that I can go to my mom for anything, but dads is kind of like I'm a little scared. So it's kind of like
I think mine is a little opposite. I think they kind of know they can come to me for anything because I give them everything. You know, growing up, you know, I didn't meet my father until I was, he lives here in Portsmouth. Shout out my dad, Calvin. Him and they were young when they had me. My mom is only 14 years older than me. My dad is only 15 years older than me. So me and my mom literally grew up together. So my dad, he was getting into so much shit in South Jamaica back in the 70s that his grandmother, which is my mom, his mother, my grandmother moved him back down to Norfolk because they was just getting into so much shit in Queens, and that was in '79. And I think I'm 4 years old or 3, almost 4. They said. He's fucking 15 years old. He don't get to tell his mother where he going and where he ain't gonna go.
Right.
And then my mother, you know, my grandmother was like, you're not taking my fucking daughter anywhere. She's 14 and with a new baby. You're not taking her anywhere. So, you know, I can't really blame my dad. Like, he had to do what he had to do. He's a kid.
Right.
So they moved him away. So anyway, make a long story short, he was in the army, was in Germany for 30 years. So I didn't see him again until I'm 43 when I came here to Virginia to see a chick. And I ended up, you know, getting up with my brother and seeing my dad and, you know, stuff like that. So, you know, with me not having my dad there, I just kind of want to be everything to my kids. So when they come to me, I just give it all. You know what I'm saying? And mama's is kind of like, the disciplinary.
I'm trying to figure out that balance. I'm sure when Sienna start asking for stuff, she can't talk obviously now, but when she start asking, I'm sure I'm gonna be like, "What you want? I got you."
Oh no, it ain't no sure. I'm telling you, you are.
I want to be able to be like, "Nah,
practice the no, practice
that
it.
little girl,
That shit ain't gonna work.
that daughter,
Practice no.
that daughter is amazing. It changes your life. Women are amazing.
For
me.
sure.
And that was
Shout out
one
to
of
my
the
women at
reasons.
home. Again,
Shout out to
doing it
everybody.
again.
That was one of the reasons I got out of that game that I was in. I was always a gentleman. I never put my hands or never did none no bullshit like that. And these were all women that were in the game.
Right.
You know, I never took no girl and said, "Hey."
Oh, yeah, vets.
Yeah, I had vets.
Yeah.
So I never had. I never
had to
ever
pimp slap
had.
nobody?
Nah, I never had to pimp slap nobody. I never a few niggas, not no chicks.
Pimp slapping a nigga is more harder than pimp slapping.
it's- But the women were already vets in the game that I took from other pimps, and so I never ever had a turnout.
Okay.
You know, I never met some girl like, come here.
Yeah.
Tell me about this. Yeah, I never did. I thought that was
They
creepy.
came to you and they already knew.
Yeah, I thought that was extremely creepy. I was really against that shit. You know what I'm saying? And I never did that. Not saying it made my fucking situation acceptable or more different from, you know, what I was, but I never did that. Everybody that I had was already in the game. The majority of them was older than me. You know, they were already in the game. So, like I said, once I had a daughter, it fucking changed my way of thinking shit. You know, it changed a lot.
So
I want to rewind a little bit back into your South Jamaica Queens background.
Yeah, let's do it.
You came up around the time as the Supreme team.
Absolutely. Supreme is my
Supreme.
godfather.
Kim
Supreme is
shout
my
out to Supreme.
godfather. Shout out Supreme. Shout out Bimmy Atney, my man Bim. You know, that's Waka Flocka's uncle. I talk to him every day. He's an original lieutenant for the Supreme team. They just did a documentary actually on the Supreme team that I'm in. It's coming out on FX.
Dope.
And you'll be able to see that in Queens.
Like,
So,
how was that time period in New York? Like, I know we're not, you know, obviously from Virginia, and we're not old enough to be around at that time. Just speak upon that time in New York. How was the environment like?
So growing up in New York, okay, so my mother was a hustler. My mother was an original 7 Crown.
7 Crown, yeah.
So 7 Crown, and my dad was also in 7 Crown too. He had to, and his mother moved him out because, like I said, they was getting into so much stuff.
Yeah, Fat Cat, Pretty Tony,
Yeah,
Happy Mason.
listen, I was there. You look in any archives, any pictures, anything, you ask anybody in South Jamaica, I was always right there.
That's crazy.
My mother hustled, and my uncles, all my uncles hustled. One of my uncles was a very big kingpin, and another one of my uncles was still hustling to this fucking day in his 50s. He's on the corner, doing what he do. And, they were very, very in the streets. And like I said, my mother was young when she had me, so when she's 19 and 20, and she's on the block, which is 150th Street, which we call the block, you go on this block in 150th Street, and it was probably 2,500 people on these blocks. It had to be three corners. Fat had owned the game room there, and he would be out there, and Pappy Mason and Wall Corley would be right up in my projects, right up the block there in the projects, and Preem, they would all come through rolling dice. So I was one of the young boys that was out there because my mom was a hustler. In fact, my mom, when Emery Bug Out, his name is Bug Out. If you do your archives and look up the Bug Out, and Mustafa married one of my cousins in Bug Out, and my mom was together when the feds actually got Bug Out. Wow. And my mom never said a word. She was hustling for him, and she never said a word, and they got arrested together. So my mom is very, very well known in the streets. She's very well respected in Queens. Growing up there was just amazing. They were hustling, and they really never had, the kids, we just did our own fucking thing. Yeah. So if all of us was in this room right here in South Jamaica, every one of our mothers or fathers was somebody on that block, and they were hustling. And they would tell us, here's $100, $50, whatever. We'll see you when my shift is over. So we did what the fuck we wanted to do. Right. A lot of us started hustling. A lot of us got into other shit, But growing up in that environment, with the drugs and everything that going on, we would see people get killed. We would be right there when the shootouts happened because, we was right there. Our parents were right there. They were young. So we had to go everywhere they fucking went. Our grandparents was 35, and they were like, we ain't watching no, my grandma was like, I ain't watching no motherfucker. Take them with you. Right. You know what I'm saying? So, we growing up in that era was just amazing. You seen everything. Right. You learned how to hustle. I learned how to do so much shit. And I think that's where my love for the cars and the hustle and the money, and I think that's where it all started, because my mom, she never kept anything from me about what she was doing. She was always honest with me about everything she did. Mm-hmm. So growing up in South Jamaica Queens, that experience was just fucking amazing. I'm gonna tell you, the best people in the world that I've ever met comes from South Jamaica Queens.
That's crazy.
That's fire.
That's fire.
So,
did I answer your question?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I just
rambling. Answered it perfectly. Yes, 100%.
The transition from being in the streets, doing the other stuff, pimping to selling dope, and now we own real estate, hotels, car dealerships. That's where I'm aspiring to go. I don't want to talk about that.
So the real estate shit, the real estate stuff came, actually a girl that I met in Myrtle Beach. That's my spot. I'm at Bike Week every week.
For real, bro? Every year?
That's my shit there. So
I was out there one year looking like a creep.
Yeah, I met this chick.
With no bike.
No bike.
With that backpack on. That's where that picture came from.
That's what came backpack on. With the fucking polo t-shirt
and a knitted beanie hanging out.
I ain't gonna say too much, but yeah, I was out there.
Gross.
With the Nike boot.
Go ahead, man. All right, Myrtle Beach.
Myrtle Beach. So I met a chick there, and she lived in Detroit. And she's we hung out, and she just started telling me about Detroit. Oh, I own my own house, and we own the house across the street, and we own the house up the block, and blah blah blah. Mm-hmm. So she starts telling me about Detroit. She's like, "Oh, you should really come out there and see." So I'm like, "Okay."
That is a spot.
So
it's still a spot.
So I go out to Detroit, and I go visit her, and she showed me a few spots, and I'm looking into it. I'm like, all right. So I go back home. At the time, I'm hustling. I'm hustling or whatever, and I go back home. And I'm thinking like, oh, I remember the chick was telling me about this, about that. Well, I started, I had a plug in California, and we started to go out to California and back to New York, a couple times a week. And we would the way we would get the dope back is we would put them in the cars. We would stash them in the cars and send the cars. So we used to send so many different cars up and down the highway. I would have fucking 40 cars that I just have. You know what I'm saying? We done made the money we need to make, but now we got these cars. So I said, man, I need to do something with these fucking cars. So I started to sell them. So that's how I started. So now I used to sell cars when I was a kid at a dealership, you know, so I knew the game. I knew the business. So when I started doing it for myself, I used to have to get rid of these fucking cars. I got to get rid of these shits. These shits is just in the way. Right. So that's how I started with the dealership. As far as selling the cars, because it was profitable. All my pimp friends used to come and buy cars for their hoes, because now they older and they ain't going to stand out and tote no hoes back and forth. So they would call me, yo man, I need a car for my hoe, man. You got some $1,000, $1,500? They was like, yeah. These are cars I probably paid $200-$300 for. So I would sell all the cars. Then I started going to auction, like, man, I'm gonna start doing this shit on a regular. So I started to buy the cars, and I was making probably $10,000, $12,000 a day. I had the biggest lot in Queens, the whole Queens. I used to just fucking park cars everywhere. Every gas station, I park a car. So that's how I started with the car shit. So once I started getting so much money from the car shit, I ended up flying to Detroit, and I ended up meeting a whole nother girl who was also telling me what the first girl was telling me about the property. So I went on this auction website. It's called bidforassets.com. And I went on this website and I get into the auction. I started buying property in Detroit. So I spent like $50,000. I'll never forget, I spent 50 grand and I bought like 14, maybe 15 different houses. Spent 50 grand. So you gotta have this money in by a certain time, else pay you whatever. So I pay this money and I spend 50 grand. I jump on the airplane, I go to Detroit, and I got all my list of everything I own. I go to the deed office and I get all my deeds. And now I need to go see these motherfuckers here.
Gotta go see the property. See, I wanted to go to Detroit first to see, because somebody will send you a listing.
Well, yeah. That was my biggest mistake in real estate. Buying in the blind. People still do that shit today.
Somebody tried to get me to do it.
I have houses that I paid $1 for.
Fire.
You said bidforassets.com.
Right. See,
that's already my phone.
Look, most people are gonna be watching and you just drop that gem.
Right. If you follow me on Instagram or Facebook, and I drop all these, because every once in a while, y'all know, y'all follow me, I drop all these Jews on Instagram. You better fucking listen to them, because I'm not just talking. I'm giving you the game. I'm showing you what the fuck I did to do what I need to do what I'm doing. I'm showing you why the fuck I can drive 4 different Rolls Royces. I'm showing you why I got a fucking housekeeper that cleaned up my drawers in the house. You know, this is what I do. So if I give you the game on something, take that shit. Bidforassets.com. So I went on this website and I bought these houses. I fly to Detroit. I get down there. These motherfuckers ain't got no doors, no windows, no pipes.
That's how they get you. So
oh my God, it was the fucking worst. Oh my God, bro, it was the worst. I went in there. I went in one of the houses. My man said, "Yo, it's a dead cat in here. You better watch your step." I said, "What the fuck?" I said, "Man, I ain't going in there." So I had my homeboy with me. God rest his soul. He passed away. But this motherfucker wasn't scared of nothing. This nigga was going in abandoned houses like he was living there. He'd pull the wood off the door and go right in there, dark, everything. Yo, man, it's a dead cat on the 3rd step. Watch it. I used to like, that's crazy.
Nah, fam.
So
I'm good.
I'm good. So I got it. So what I did was I picked the least fucked up one to start with first, because now they're mine.
Yeah.
So now you got to pay taxes on these motherfuckers. Yeah. You gotta clean them up, because the city comes to give you tickets and shit.
For
and now these shits
cut
in my
and
everything.
all that. Yeah,
everything.
right.
I had a warrant for my arrest for the grass getting cut,
too high.
and I didn't cut
The price of ownership.
A warrant for my fucking arrest because I didn't cut the grass. In Michigan.
That's why I'm paying for lawn maintenance at one of my rentals now.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Because somebody got a letter on the door and nobody told me. Yeah.
Lord Jesus.
And I don't even stay there.
Yeah, it gets a little crazy.
It get crazy.
So I picked the least one that was fucked up in Ecorse, Michigan. That's where Big Meech is from. He's from the Hole.
Big Meech.
So shout out to Big Meech. So he's actually from Southwest Detroit, which is like a fucking block over from Ecorse.
Hence the name Southwest.
Right. You know. So right. So anyway, I bought this house. I paid $1,500, and so we go in there. I get the plumbing together. I get everything there. I probably put Probably I paid $1,500 for the house. I might have put $8,000 into the house.
That's not bad.
But that's just me getting the fucking house.
In order to sell.
Yeah, because I'm super OCD. Everything has to be super perfect for me. Like I fixed this fucking house like I was moving in.
I'm just waiting for the profit line.
Let me just tell you this. I don't sell shit. That's why I have so many properties.
Okay.
I sold.
You got rentals.
Right. So let me tell you this. I bought in Detroit you have a company called Marathon Oil.
I got stock in
It's in Southwest
MRO.
Detroit. Right. So now on one side of the highway is their whole plant. On the other side of the highway is the whole. It's where Big Meats, Southwest Tea, all of them are from. Well, Marathon Oil acquired all of the land on the opposite side of the highway to expand their plant.
Big money.
I own 5 lots and 2 abandoned houses on this one street. I think I paid like $19,000 for all of them. I bought them in a bulk auction. They all came in one lot, and I bought them all. Well, they had been trying to reach me to buy these properties. Now, I would always get these letters in the mail. Hey, we want to buy your property. And I'll chuck them shits in the garbage.
Yeah, because usually it's a bad deal for you.
Right. So one day I was in court. I had some, and you know, I don't mind saying my bullshit. I ain't got nothing to hide. I had child support beef. Chick was just trying to extort the fuck out of me for some child support. Son is 8 years old at the time, and I was giving this bitch like $300 a week. I had already gave her like $100,000. She comes to court like she ain't broke, she ain't got shit. Meanwhile, she has a Bentley outside, and the fucking judge was just being a bitch. And I snapped in court one day. Like, listen, I'm not giving her shit. Whatever you gotta do to me. Whatever, I don't give a fuck. Right. I fucked the court over. Like, okay, motherfucker, let's go. They put me in jail. I was literally kidnapped for fucking 6 months. And this was like 3 hours from where my home was. So they put me in jail. This was like 3 days before Christmas. Locked me the fuck up. I didn't get out until April. Well, these people were sending me these letters the whole time I was in jail. So when I get home, I got mail this high. I'm going through the fucking mail, and I keep seeing these notices of these people. So I just called, like, yo, because I'm just coming home from jail. I call, I say, yo, what's up? Listen, we want to buy a property, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I'll think about it, hang up. So now these people are calling me. Make a long story short, Marathon Oil offered me $750,000 for these properties that I only paid nothing. And when I say I paid $19,000, I probably paid maybe, and like I said, I don't have my paperwork in front of me. I might have paid $16,000 for the property. The other money was shit that I had to do to them to bring them up to code, like boarding them up, cleaning them up, you know, bulldozing whatever was, whatever. Right. Make a long story short, my lawyer called me, and my dumb ass, I'm like, it's some fucking oil over there, some shit.
Gotta be. For them to like that, why they...
Right, so I'm like, it's gotta be some oil. So I tell my lawyer, I want $10 million.
Facts.
Else we ain't got nothing to talk about.
I feel him. When he said Marathon, I was like, I got stock in Marathon.
Yeah, so my lawyer called me, he said, listen, dog, like, you know, it ain't...
Right there. Grab your paper towel, bro.
So look, so they called me. Yeah, I got this fucking Christmas sweater on. So they called me, and they make a long story short, I ended up working out a deal with them for $780,000. So I ended up selling the properties for $780,000. That was my major deal at that time. I'll tell you about another major deal that I just did just a couple months ago.
Sound like that shit fell in your lap.
Yeah. So I got that done, or whatever the case may be. So that was like the first time I sold some shit. So the rest of my properties I keep, because I'd rather live for fucking free and let these motherfuckers pay me rent and just chill out.
Yeah.
There's no reason for me to sell shit. I'd rather put these motherfuckers in a trust. Something happens to me, I die, God forbid. My kids, my mom, my family, they'll just have property.
Yeah.
And I got them in a trust where they'll never be able to sell them.
Yeah.
Just collect the rent. Right. So if they are never able to sell them, there won't be no animosity amongst them.
Right,
so they won't fight over
it.
it.
Ain't nothing to beef about.
They gonna find something to fight over. I promise you.
My family is pretty.
If you got it already laid out, then you good. But if you don't, and people,
I got it laid out, but
you get X amount from these properties. I'm not getting this, and I'm not getting that.
Well, nah, they not. I don't think they would be selfish like that. If I'm gone, I don't give a fuck. I mean, I would never know. But I just don't think that they would be that selfish because it's enough.
Yeah.
It's enough.
I just admire I mean,
And enough is subjective.
Yeah, but because just especially when you had to work, you did the work.
Yeah,
So we don't know, but hopefully they
I did
just
the
know,
work.
like, yo, he left us this for he took care of us. That's
Right.
That's all I want to do for my family. Is be able to be like,
That's
oh,
all it's
he
about.
took
Yeah,
care of
he
us.
took care of us. Like, we're good.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I want to pick your brain on something. I wanted to slide out Detroit and do some stuff, but then the guy I was doing it with, I feel like he was kind of fugazi with the way he was presenting information to me. But then I found a website that I could get property in Baltimore because they got a lot of.
I got a few in
All
Baltimore.
right, let's talk about this.
You gonna put out
my homeboy,
Yeah, bro,
my
it's
homeboy.
free. It's plenty of property in Baltimore for us all to eat.
Well,
No, I'm saying you gonna put out a website.
Baltimore is not. My homeboy Kane, shout out to Greg Kane. He kind of like locked Baltimore down with buying the property. I think he probably had about 20 of them out there in Baltimore. I think I got 3 or 4 in Baltimore. I got like 50 in Detroit. Detroit, all you need to do is go to the Wayne County tax office or the Wayne County website to see their auctions are every June and then again in October.
How much cash you need to pull up and make?
So before, when I was buying, it was simple.
Yeah.
$1,000 you can bid on up to 2 houses. $2,000 you can bid on unlimited houses. Now it's $2,000 you can bid on 1 house, and $10,000 you can bid on multiple houses. But you'll get it back. You can put it in your credit card.
Yeah.
You can do whatever. So you go to the Wayne County tax office, their website, and then you register.
Everybody, this is free game. We giving out free game today. We giving out free games
Listen,
today. It ain't free money, but it's free game.
Free game. I ain't on no fucking website talking about, oh, we're gonna give you a seminar and you come down, you pay $50.
my God, I hate
you
those
get to hear
niggas.
me talk shit about how many Rolls Royces I'm driving and all that corny bullshit.
Like Ray, they said, it's 8 Rolls Royces outside.
Yeah,
And a police indoor basketball pool. We got an indoor pool, we got an outdoor pool. God damn it.
Ain't none of them
Look,
Bentleys
you
here.
go. So any county, every
Ray, they
county,
getting money though.
every
It's not
county out here has a tax sale.
For sure.
Even here in Virginia, right?
Yeah.
I own
Yeah.
a bunch of property in 757. So you can, get on those websites and register with them, and then they'll send you the listings of those properties that are going up for sale. My advice to you is do your homework on them properties.
For sure.
Once you do, make sure they don't have mortgages. Make sure whatever. Once you do that, then you can kind of.
I went to a couple of different auctions, like in Norfolk and stuff. And at first I was just, I like to get my feet wet, see what the landscape is, see if I'm looking at what everybody that's, say somebody else got 20 properties. I want to see what he's looking at.
Nah, fuck him.
Oh,
Yeah, fuck him.
For me, I always want to know, like,
Nah,
am I
fuck
looking
him.
at the right thing?
Nah, fuck him. Listen, let me explain something to you. The worst thing you can ever do is try to copycat another motherfucker. Be you. Be who you are, because what might work for you, a motherfucker make their situation seem so easy. Yeah, man, because, I was hustling, and I got the money, now I got properties, and my daddy, and this and this. Motherfucker, shut up. Okay, nigga, you talking to a real one. Okay, don't tell me that, because anything in life that's good ain't fucking easy.
Facts.
I don't give a fuck who you are, what you do, whatever it is, nigga. Don't hit me with that one, because
They're
ain't
gonna
nothing in life.
sugarcoat it. They're gonna sugarcoat it for you.
Right, and also because a motherfucker, the name of the game is make myself seem as big as I can possibly make myself.
No, I wasn't saying I wouldn't talk. I would go to auctions. I'm not talking to nobody. I'm
I
just
get
seeing
you.
like what is everybody bidding on, because I like on auction.com.
Well, but fuck that. Do your own homework.
That was part of my
Yeah,
homework.
that's part of your homework?
Yeah,
Okay.
just to see okay, if I'm looking at 10 properties, when I go to the auction, which one is really getting the most traction? Which one do everybody else see the most value?
But that doesn't matter.
Okay.
Because see, that's what clouds your fucking mind. That's what clouds your thinking. I don't give a fuck what nobody's looking at. I don't care whatever's going for. If I want it, I'm
got your
getting
eye on
it.
something, yeah.
Right. That's it. So you have to. That's the time in your life where you have to really let your fucking arrogance sit in. Because everything that you're doing at that point is for you. You got to go hard for you. You can't worry about what Ken Ford doing. You can't worry about what this one doing. You can't worry about none of that shit. You got to do your own homework for yourself. Make sure your budget. First thing, make sure your money, your credit, your budget is where you need to be.
Facts.
Once you do that and say, okay, I know I can spend this buck on my credit or use my credit, and I can spend this buck and I can save my cash, because you always want to save your cash.
King.
Cash
Facts.
is king.
Yes.
Excuse me, it's the American way. You don't spend your money, you spend everybody else's.
Facts.
Period. When you do that, you make sure your situation financially is in order. Once you do that, then you start shopping for your property and going to what you do. The first thing my mistake was buying multiple at one time. Because now,
Sight unseen too.
right? Because now when these motherfuckers be talking, all, yeah, man, I got all these properties and I got to no, you don't, motherfucker. Because if you got 50 properties, nigga, you got 50 tax bills.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at you, nigga. You can't afford 50 tax bills, so chill out. You know what I'm saying? So the first mistake that I made was purchasing multiple properties. Because when I bought the properties, I never forget, I went home to my grandma, she older Dominican lady. I went home to my grandma, I said, Grandma, look what I got. She said, looks like you got a bunch of fucking bills. Look at this tax bill right here. My grandma shoot you the fuck down. Look at this bill, look at this bill right here.
Thought you did some
This
good
one
shit.
is not here. This one you owe 9,000. This one you owe 8,000. This one you owe, now I got 50
But it
of
was
these
needed.
motherfuckers.
It was needed though.
So just imagine if you got if the same 50 you just spent on these properties, nigga, you got
Owing
60,000 in tax bills.
Right.
So that's why when I talk to these dudes and these dudes come to me with, you man, I got 10 properties. Yeah, right, nigga. I'm looking, you ain't got no 10 properties. Because you got 10 tax bills behind the
Nah, 10 properties got you.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, no matter what you listen, all of my properties that I own an apartment in the Westin. I have a mortgage there. I lived in the Westin the first year. The second year I lived here. And the only reason I moved out of there is because I have nowhere to put my cars. You know what I'm saying? Every time a motherfucker come to town center for the weekend, as soon as they go up that first level, they see all my Rolls Royce. Oh, this nigga live right here.
Yeah.
I said, nah, I can't do this. I got to get up out of here. So I rent the place out now. You know what I'm saying? And the mortgage is $3,500, but I only get $2,700 rent. I got to cover the rest. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I got 3 mortgages: the mortgage on my hotel, the mortgage in my house that I'm living in, and the mortgage on my in my property in Weston. So I told that to my grandma. I said, listen, I own everything I have. My grandma said, motherfucker, you ain't never gonna own nothing. I said, what you mean, grandma? These my deeds. Look. My grandma said, motherfucker, you got the tax man every year, quarterly, however they charge you, however you agreed to pay them. You don't pay that fucking tax man for them properties, he gonna take your shit.
For sure.
So in life, you'll never own shit.
I've said that before.
Even your cars, everything you got, they can be paid for.
Yes.
But motherfucker, you ain't never gonna own them because you still have to pay them
I've
taxes.
said that before.
So when these motherfuckers be talking at you, man, I got the properties, man. I'm like, huh? You got bills too, nigga.
Yes.
Okay, and you don't look like you paying no $50,000 bills. Okay, so don't hit me with that. So I said that to say this: the first thing you want to do is your homework. Take your motherfucking time. You don't need to worry about a nigga, and that's I think the biggest issue amongst us as brothers. Like we always want to either keep up with another motherfucker or try to do better than what he doing.
Nah.
You don't need to do that. Fuck him. You need to focus on what you focus on. So do your homework for you. Grab your property one at a time. Fix that one property. Rent that motherfucker out. Sell it. Then jump on your next one. Don't jump in your first one. Fix it up and then go, man, I just got 20,000 here. Go give me another one. Because you the dumbest motherfucker in the world. Not unless you holding like that. Now if you're holding like that, you do
can do
what
that.
it is you got to do.
Yeah.
Them
You
wins
know
will
what I'm
kill
saying?
you quicker than them losses will.
We about to double
Absolutely.
dip. Because
And I don't-
Caitlin doing that real estate class, so she gonna sell me the property. We going in. We about to go up.
That's hard.
So
But
the
yeah.
next biggest deal I did was with my hotel. So
I definitely want to hear this.
So now, when I purchased my hotel first,
You want to tell me where your hotel at?
sure we could do that. come see us, man. I never do that because I don't be wanting that fucking element in my fucking establishment. Yo, Cuddy in here? I heard yo, Cuddy in here. I saw you ass on the pod, nigga. Yeah, that's why everybody be like, yo, man, why you post your hotel? No, motherfucker, because I don't need you coming up there and talking about, yo, Cuddy up here, man. Yo, man, can I get a job? Yo, man, can I do this? Can I do that? So anyway, Hilton Garden Inn by KJF or whatever. So when I did that deal, I was actually doing that deal with 4 different people. It was supposed to be my little homeboy, little Mikey, from out here. Official little Mike. He was supposed to be he was supposed to come in. And then my two Indian homeboys, they're the ones who, they own hotels already, and they're the ones, the father and the son, and they're the ones
They
who,
be having hotels.
oh, no, always. Because
Like crazy hotels.
But let me tell you why. Because our motherfucking ass don't look into shit like
Yes.
that. How many times you woke up and said, man, I'm gonna own a hotel?
I've
Never.
heard many Indian guys tell me, yo, my family owns hotels.
Oh, no,
You're the
absolutely.
first black
That's
person
why
like me to
I'm
tell me.
telling you,
you
I'm not the
ask,
first black one
what
that
do
owns
you
them.
do?
But-
No, I'm saying, but
That is
I've
why.
met,
Yeah.
I've met many Indian dudes
Because
that
we
own-
don't
yeah.
fucking listen. I know a girl that lives in Detroit she owns a fucking radio station.
That's fine.
And when she told me that, I said,
That's fine.
what?
That's tough.
Lanice, shout out Lanice. She said to Lanice Wilson, shout out Lanice Wilson. She said to me, I said, what do you do for this? She said, I own a radio station. I said, what? Like, who the fuck thinks about buying a radio? I'm like, how do you even make money doing that shit? Like, what is, like, I would have never thought.
That's
right.
crazy that
but
you asked that question though.
Right. I asked that question because
Mhm.
I did not know and I didn't understand.
Shut up.
why.
Based on what she was driving. That's what I'm saying. He was
No.
like, yo, you hopped out the
No,
Benz.
it's just,
That's all I
it's
said.
whatever it's based on. Just to ask the question. That's what we're saying.
But that's breadcrumbs
Oh, no, you
though
always
for
ask
us
the
because
question.
we
Right.
don't know. We don't even think like that. It's
Right. A lot
crazy.
of
It sucks
people
that we
think
don't think like that. But when you tell somebody that little light bulb will go off, they're like, oh, I
Well,
can't buy a
when you
hotel.
don't think like that, because a lot of motherfuckers don't teach you nothing. A lot of people are selfish. Motherfuckers are selfish. But people don't. A motherfucker don't ever want you to have more than what he has. Because people can be
That's the
very
truth.
extremely
That's nasty.
selfish. So that's why we don't know. So make a long story short, she owns a fucking radio station, and I'm like, well, how do you even fucking make money? And she told me. She said, well, I make money from advertising, I
about
make
to say
money
that.
from this, I make money from that. People got shows, people got this, people got that. And she schooled me on it, and I just felt that it was fucking amazing. Because I'm like, I never thought of no shit like that. Just like people around me that never think about it. So anyway, so the Indian guy brings it to my attention. Yo, there's a hotel for sale. I know the people, some Indian people. They're moving back, they're retiring, moving back to India. We need the hotel is 12 million. We need 2 million to get in, and we're gonna do a mortgage for 10 million. Basically, they had their million ready.
And
They needed $1 million from me. I brought in Little Mike, and I said to him, listen, if you, whatever you got, 500,000, 200,000, whatever it is, bring it. We gonna move forward. He go, okay, cool. Mikey misses the fucking meeting because he, just all over the fucking place. So he misses the meeting, but I had him on, I think, video
Friends
chat or
like
some
you.
shit like
God
that,
damn.
something like that. So
Please get a friend.
we're having a meeting, and I actually posted the meeting on my like little pieces of it on my Instagram. So the Indian guy's sitting there with some fucking ankle high white socks on, with some fucking hard bottom shoes on, with his legs crossed. I'm like, this nigga means business.
Right.
This motherfucker
He's ready to go.
Yeah, he's
He ain't
ready to go.
playing.
Yeah,
He's serious.
So he tells me, he's like, listen, basically, we need $1 million. I just counted $1 million in my house. So I said, bet. I got you. Let's go. So we had another meeting. I go through the paperwork. I hire an attorney. We do everything. I put up my $1 million. We didn't sign no contingency. So if we didn't move forward, I was going to lose my $1 million.
Shit.
The Indian motherfuckers backs out. They call me on some, yo man, I got my 500,000, but my son is bullshit. The father called me. Yo, listen, let me tell you something. If you want to see a motherfucker cry tears, I was like, what? Look at what the phone is like a bitch. What you say? Yeah, listen, my dad, my son said he needs some more time. Like, motherfucker, we don't got no time.
Right.
Like, the people already told us, listen, this is what it is. Because they're like, listen, if it doesn't go down, we got 25 people that
wanna
we...
buy this hotel.
Right. So, like, listen, what's up? So they come to me, I put up my $1 million. This motherfucker, I call my attorney, I said, yo, man, this is like, he like, yo, you got, yo, my lawyer's the coolest motherfucker in the world. He go, yo, man, this how you talk. You go, yo, man, you really got like 2 choices, man. Like you either come up with the rest of the money or lose the shit that you just put up. I said, what, man? Like, what? So you
lose the $1 million?
You lose it because you don't sign I didn't sign a. It's no contingency.
No contingency.
Yeah,
Oh,
no mortgage contingency for you to sign.
yo.
You're buying a fucking hotel.
That's
You're buying
why-
the property.
that's why it's
and you're buying the property and you're buying the business. So
That's
you
crazy.
don't have no fucking this. That's just it. Like you in this contract, they already have my money in escrow. What the fuck are you gonna do? Shoot people? There's nothing you can do.
That's
So
crazy.
I had to.
You had to
I
put up
called
the-
Mikey.
I might.
Mikey, what's up? The Indians backed out. We need $1 million now. Mikey go, I'll call you right back. I said, okay, bro.
That's the kind of answer you need though.
But I'm an impatient motherfucker when it comes to my business. I'm about handling my business.
Right there.
Yeah, I don't. When it comes to my business or my money, I don't play no games. So when I didn't get a call back in 15 minutes, I'm like, fuck it. I gotta gotta go
15
take a
minutes for
drive.
like 3 hours.
Right.
So I went and took a drive, and I came back. I called my lawyer. I said, I got the other $1 million. Let's go.
Shit.
I put the other $1 million up. I got my mortgage in my name for the other $10 million. And I just knew that we were not going to close. I knew. Listen, the mortgage process, they have made that shit so hard. Listen, I don't care how many niggas you shot, how many people you killed, how many hoes you fucked, how many this you did, how much money you got, how many this. The mortgage process will make you cry like a bitch.
Yeah.
It will make you cry fucking tears. It will break you the fuck down.
Make you stress the fuck out.
And I knew from my last experience with my house that I live in now that this was just not gonna go through. Like, this is not gonna happen. That motherfucker called me and said, we close November the 6th.
Damn.
Fire.
I said,
Some
well,
good shots.
November 5th, I'm sure I'll get a call, because when I closed on my house, I was closing on February 12th, and they called me February 12th at 12 o'clock, like, don't come, we ain't closing. And I didn't close until July.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, I know how this goes, so whatever. I didn't even go to the closing. The people called me like, yo, you coming? I was like, today? It's going down? They're like, yeah, motherfucker, we here. I got my car, took off, closed, done.
That's fire.
Did it all.
Congrats.
You know what I'm saying? So that was just amazing for me. And then the Hilton, after I closed, the Hilton gave me $348,000 for renovations and for being a part of that franchise. And
getting that hotel.
Yeah,
Right.
so I got $348,000 back in my pocket.
Like Kadeem said before the pod started, like, you own a Hilton and your last name ain't Hilton. That's like, what can you say to a nigga?
That's the most amazing thing
it's
I've ever heard.
a franchise business. So
Yeah.
you know, anything that's a franchise, you know, you can basically, you can do anything you fucking want to do. You know what I'm saying? You can do anything in this world you want to do. Who the fuck is that to tell you you can't do it? You know what I'm saying? So now I'm in the process now. We're about to break ground on my new hotel in Elizabeth City.
Fire.
So we're doing that right now.
I feel bad because I'm like a Marriott Titanium member and I don't fuck with Hilton like that. But now I'm like, hey, maybe I have to go down there and see what it's talking about.
Well, listen, I just posted a picture on my Instagram of the Hilton on the oceanfront. And everybody's in my DM like, man, I didn't know you own that motherfucking one. That's the one right there.
I was like, yo, we got property on the beach. I was like, God damn, nigga.
Listen, it's a different ball game on that beach.
I'm about to say, I was like, yo, he got the one on the ocean front?
No, sir.
That's crazy.
That's what I want.
That's on the water.
No, that's what I want. But
He's
it's
not
a different-
bullshitting.
Yeah, I'm about to say, he got $1 billion in the bank.
Listen, let me explain
Hold
something
on.
to you. That beach is a whole nother motherfucking
I believe
ball
it.
game.
I used to work there.
It's a whole nother motherfucking ball game. They I think the people that own that Hilton, because I seen them at the conference, I think their last name is Patel. They're Indians.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're Indians. Their last name is Patel. But you know, again, a lot of them own the business, but a lot of them don't own the property. You know what I'm saying?
So they own the actual Hilton, the franchise, the
You can
building,
own
but
the
they don't own
business,
the
but
land.
yeah, a
that's
lot
on
of
the
them don't.
oceanfront.
Some of them do,
Yeah.
but some of them don't.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But that oceanfront is a
Monster.
yeah, and it's a whole different. I wanted to open up. I'm gonna open up a comedy club here, and I wanted to do something down at that oceanfront. The way Virginia is with this city council and
Commonwealth, all that
bruh,
stuff.
it's just.
That's why we
I
gotta
bought a
vote
building
for
in
local.
Chesapeake some months ago, and I paid cash. Well, some years ago now, and I paid cash for the building, renovated the building, and then I was gonna turn it into a detail center because it's hard to find a fucking good car wash here.
Yeah, my guy
So I was
came
gonna
to
turn
my
it into a yeah, and I ain't inviting nobody to my fucking house to wash no car. I wash my car myself. So you know, I opened it. I bought this building in Deep Creek, and I renovated the building. And I was going to open up a detail shop, and I went through the whole process with the city council, in front of the city council, and all this shit, and they fucking denied me. After they looked in my face and told me that they were gonna approve me with, you know, some limited shit.
Yeah.
Then when it came down to it, they fucking denied me. So now I'm sitting on this building that I paid for, that I still gotta pay them fucking taxes on, that I can't do a fucking thing with. They won't even give me a certificate of occupancy because they saying the traffic. The traffic, my building, if I put a business there, it's gonna fuck up the traffic. It's like, how can it fuck up the traffic any more than it already is? If people are pulling out of the traffic to come into my place, to me it seems like it's gonna
Help the traffic.
help the traffic. You know what I'm saying? But it's who you know. And down at that fucking beach is who the fuck you know.
Facts.
Cause shit ain't going on down there. You know, them politicians got that shit on lock.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, but that's not my property. That's on my Instagram.
Ethan's one in Greenbrier. That's amazing, bro. I don't care what
Yeah.
nobody said.
Yeah, I mean, like I
That's
said, I mean, my
crazy.
shit ain't no, you know, like I said, we renovated it and we, you know, it ain't no motherfucking big 5-star shit. You know what I'm saying? But it's mine.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's good enough to
Nah,
say.
it's mine.
Right.
Is all I want to say.
Right,
bro.
it's
I had
fuck
to
what
put
you
a couple
talking
of
about.
prostitutes
It's
out.
mine.
You had to kick the
Yeah, I had to
prostitute.
chase a prostitute out one time. and
my
I had
God.
a tranny in there that
Oh,
was running
Lord.
in and out. And they called me and they said, "Listen, we got some problems over here."
Full circle, huh?
I went over that motherfucker. I told the girl, I said, "Listen, I love a hustler. I ain't mad at you."
But y'all gotta
You
go.
gotta- no, I didn't even tell her that. I said, "Listen, you just gotta be smart. Like, you niggas coming in and out of here. True, baby, make the nigga go out. You meet the nigga in the parking lot or something. You got these 50 niggas running out the door. Look, the white people across the hall like this. There's another one in there, Jim. There's another one going in there. They call out in the front desk and rat you out. Just
walk right
police
out.
come. Yeah, they call. I look on the camera. I see a bunch of police activity. I call, what's going on? And we got some prostitutes upstairs. So, shit.
What would you tell? So say, you know, everybody
So-
don't have $1 million, $2 million to go buy the hotel. What building blocks, what steps would you say people really need to take to?
So I think that you need to first focus on what it is you know how to fucking do. What are you good at? What are you good at? So when you find out what it is you're good at, you need to lock that shit down. Whatever it is you're good at, you need to lock that down. Once you lock down what it is that you're fucking good at, everything else will normally fall into place. Keep your credit good.
Credit is
You cannot live in this world with fucked up credit.
If cash
just
is
can't
king,
do it.
credit is right there.
Yeah, you just
you
can't
need the
do
credit
it.
to
You
parlay
need
the
credit.
cash.
Facts.
Well, you need the credit regardless because just you need to parlay the cash, but just anything you do in general, a motherfucker is gonna say, "Hey, what's your social?" You know, even some jobs now,
Yes.
you gotta have the
No
credit
question.
to get the fucking job.
Yeah.
You can have all the
Right, the references, the resume.
everything, but if your credit fucked up,
No, sir.
You ain't. So the first thing is be good at something, whatever it is you're good at. If you're a good talker, if you are a good hustler, the majority of these motherfuckers that's in the street, motherfucker, if you can go on the street and stand on the corner with a bunch of dope in your fucking pocket,
You can do anything.
you can do anything.
And you good at math.
With that being said, I wanted to ask you how important the pivot is, in your opinion, like to be able to take your money from this hustle and put it into something new, like switch your position.
You're never gonna get rich off of one situation.
For sure.
That's just the way it is. You're never gonna find that one situation and say, "I'm a fucking artist and I'm rich." Like you're never gonna get rich on one situation. So you gotta constantly invest in something different, and you can't be scared because we used to say in Queens all the time, "Niggas scared money don't get no money."
Right.
If you're scared, buy a dog, motherfucker. Like you can't. You know what I'm saying? We used to say all types of dumb shit when we was young. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you have to. Nothing lasts forever, right?
Right.
Nothing.
Right.
Even when I was pimping hoes, I was the safest position that I was in because I wasn't doing nothing. My money came in from another person. But karma is a bitch.
Right.
So eventually, that motherfucking shit that you doing and degrading a woman or whatever you doing or using a woman for you to make your income, that shit is gonna get you one way or the next. Either your fucking daughter's gonna be a hoe, or something is gonna happen, or
Sienna ain't gonna
you know
be no-
anything can happen. So again, nothing lasts forever.
Right.
Nothing. So you have to be able to take your money and invest in something that's legitimate.
Right.
Something that's going to make you some money. And when you're doing that, you have to understand that the money that you invest in, you're not investing into the situation. You invest in that money into yourself.
Yes.
And once I'll give it all for myself. And once you in that mind frame where you are the most important person in this situation, what the fuck is gonna go? What can stop you? What can stop you? That's just like You're not gonna sit here and be hungry. You're not gonna, if it's cold, motherfucker, you gonna go buy your coat and some boots. You ain't walk around in your flip flops.
Right.
It's cold. So you're gonna take care of yourself. Yeah. So you have to do so in business as well. So to answer your question, you cannot be scared to invest your money into yourself.
Yeah.
Never look at it as though I'm investing money into this Starbucks.
Right.
Yeah.
You have to look at the business aspect of it because you want to be able to make a living.
Right.
You want to be able to flip that whatever thousands of dollars that you flipping.
But it's a perspective.
Right. And you have to believe in yourself that you can actually do this.
Yeah.
If there's a point in time that you feel that you cannot do this, then keep your money in your fucking pocket.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I've been thinking about that, just looking at yourself as a stock. Like, and you're the only person who's gonna make that stock go up. Nobody
sure.
else is
Well,
gonna.
absolutely, because you have to, you're the hustler. You got to be the one that make the money. You got to be the one to make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be the one to make that world come.
Right.
So you have to do that shit for yourself. So nothing lasts forever. So coming out of the streets and coming out of hustling and doing the things I was doing, I said, well, I got to sell some cars. I'm good at that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I got an eye for it. I know cars.
Yeah.
So I'm going to invest more of my time into buying cars.
Mm-hmm.
And I did so well with it, all my friends started buying cars. You know what I'm saying? So now, whenever you speak to a motherfucker that's hustling, the first thing he'll probably bring up is a car lot. Yeah, man, I got a car lot too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, I sell cars. Got car lot. Because it's easy money. It's fun. You going in, you buying cars, you buying vehicles, and you
And
flipping.
most people that hustle like cars.
Yeah, most people that hustle like cars.
For sure.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So whatever it is you do, you just cannot be afraid to invest your money in that. Never give no motherfucker your money now.
Right.
Don't do that shit.
Bro, I felt like somebody, when I told you, the dude in Detroit, well, he was here, but he was like, I know a man in Detroit, you got X amount of cash, he can loan us this. I'm like, bro, I don't know none of these people.
Well, yeah, so you have investors. I mean, even here, like a lot of these young dudes around here that's buying these houses and flipping these houses, there's an investor dude around here. So what happens is he'll give you 50, 60, 70,000, 80,000, 100. A lot of these dudes that's building these new houses, these motherfuckers ain't got no buck to build no fucking house.
Yeah.
They don't got that. But it's an investor dude, a white dude, and he's eating. He's eating. Because what he does is he making you basically sign your fucking life away.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you want me to loan you this 100, my name goes on this deed, I hold this deed, you're
Yes.
gonna sign this contract, you're gonna pay me a mortgage every month at this percent until you sell that house. So when you see these dudes building these houses, a lot of times it's the same white dude that's loaning you know, he's
And
a
they barely make any money.
yeah,
with that joint.
they barely make money. Maybe,
Or they got a
maybe
hard
5,000,
money
6,000.
loan.
No, that's what's called hard money lender.
it's
That's what
gross.
he does.
Yeah.
So he build these houses for these.
No, it's
He's
nasty.
loaning
Yeah,
these
it
dudes
is.
the money. They come in his office. They give him the money, and he's eating.
Right.
Because I'm gonna charge you 13. He charges you 13-14%.
Yeah.
Right.
You'd be better off taking your own
That
100,000
interest
and
rate.
You'll be
building
better
houses.
off. Listen, you'll be better off making sure your own credit is right.
Right.
Walking in the Navy Federal, walking into whatever it
Navy
is you
Fed.
deal with, Wells Fargo, whatever these banks is, and say, hey, I want to build a house, I want to buy a house, I seen a house I want to do, I want to renovate the house, I want to do this, I need $100,000.
Yep.
This is my credit, this is what I make, this is where I work, this is what I do. And they're going to tell you, no or yeah, but you need to do this, that, or the third.
Yes. They gonna put you
So
on
do
the
this,
path.
that, or the third, and get your shit right, and borrow your own money, and flip your own fucking
Don't do
money.
the hard money loan.
No, don't do that. I mean, for some people, it can work. But for a person that's trying to come out the hole, you don't want to put yourself in a bunch of fucking debt to
Right,
try to
further
make
in
it
the
out.
hole.
Right, that's just not in your business
Right.
mind. That just makes zero fucking sense.
Right.
It's a lot of opportunity out here.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
opportunity everywhere.
It's crazy.
You know, it's definitely opportunity everywhere. You just gotta be able to.
I have
See
a
it.
question.
Sure.
Did
Fine.
you vote?
Not yet. I'll be there Tuesday morning to vote, though. I voted last year. I voted the year before. I just got my voting rights back about 5 years ago. And I've been
Congrats.
voting ever
I
since.
just got my
There you
vote
go,
right back
Diamond.
this year. I feel so good.
You voted?
Yeah.
Yeah, that voting is important. People, you know,
Especially with you doing stuff for like you said, the city council in Chesapeake. Like you gotta go vote.
well, I can't. Well, you know something. I'm registered to vote in North Carolina, so I have to vote there.
Shout out to NC.
Next year, I'll be voting in the state of Virginia, but I'll be voting in North Carolina this year because I'm registered to vote there.
What you think about the presidential candidates we got this year?
I think they're both full of shit.
Facts. Bro, I agree with you.
Listen, let me tell you something. I listen.
He think everything is shot at him. I'm just saying.
I be the only one to be like, yo, go vote. Y'all be like, why?
Listen, I owned an apartment in the. Well, you just can't really say that. I owned an apartment in the Trump Towers in 2006. And Donald Trump is a fucking asshole.
I know you're the
But again, like, you know, Joe Biden is a bullshit artist too.
Facts.
You know, there are videos of him out telling about what he's gonna do to these criminals. Oh, I'm gonna make sure that they don't do this and then, you know, my thing is
40 years of film.
Let me tell you what my predictions is. This is what my prediction is. R. Kelly's case is gonna fall the fuck apart. These are my predictions, right? So look,
free R. Kelly, man.
Yeah, shout out. R. Kelly's case is going to fall
I'm weak
the
because
fuck
he
apart.
lost me. Because I'm thinking
I like it. Gay conspiracy theories. I like it.
R. Kelly's case is going to fall the fuck apart. We need to get Biden to win because he's probably going to die in like a few months, and Kamala Harris is then going to be the president.
That's the worst.
And I think that. I kind of think that that's probably what we kind of fucking need. No, you don't think so? No. So these are just my predictions, right? And I'm an asshole. So.
now we're gonna die in a couple months.
Yeah, this is my thoughts. Look, I said that about Trump. I said somebody's gonna kill us. None of my shit. Listen, bro. I'm such a fucking clown. I'm such a comedian. Like, I'm such an asshole. I swear to you. Listen, these are my predictions. They make no fucking sense. Joe Biden will win and he'll die in like fucking a few months after, and Kamala Harris will be our president. Donald Trump's an asshole. I feel like R. Kelly's case will fall completely the fuck apart. Kanye West is really like fucking like one of Kim's sisters. This is just my job.
That's Courtney.
Yeah, I'm such a fear. It's probably Courtney because she's so fucking quiet, right? Is that the quiet one?
No,
Courtney is the used to be fat one, right?
No, that is Courtney. That was Chloe. The one you talking about is Chloe. So yeah, Courtney, the one who ain't even know the shit no more.
Courtney the quiet one.
Yeah.
Would be the big one.
Y'all crazy.
Well, yeah, I think that, you know, but on a serious note, I think your back is against a wall with this fucking election, man. I think that
it's the lesser of two evils, but who's the lesser evil?
Our old black people went and backed Biden.
No, because of Kamala.
I thought it was because of
It's because of Obama.
It could be because of him too.
Older black people love Biden.
But listen again. I like Trump. Listen, I think that we need a businessman to run this country. We need to be a businessman. I'm not saying it's Trump. I'm just saying this company. This country needs.
You said
to
it right. This company.
This country needs to be ran by a business person.
Yeah.
I think that people are fucking selfish. This is my thing. It's not about you, motherfucker. It's about the people. So if they take their emotions out of it, I think that they'll be able to run the country better.
Yep.
That's just my opinion. If you pull your emotions out of shit, you'll be able to run business and see what the fuck is in front of you.
Won't be clouded by nothing.
If everybody could do that, this whole world.
If we continue to allow our emotions to cloud our vision of what's needed to get done, nothing will ever fucking get done.
That's a mental thing, though. Because emotions don't really come from nowhere. It comes from your mind. It's what you feed to your mind. So mentally, if you get your mental strong enough to the point where emotions don't really matter in that case, then that'll be a whole lot easier for everybody. But everybody don't recognize that.
15 minutes yelling about how black people need to get their mentalities right.
And that's an amazing statement, and I agree with you. And like I said, and this is where the problem lies, because if I have a feeling for a person for some reason, for whatever my reasons are, now I have to have those feelings towards every fucking single person that's like this person. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm trying to say? So if a Puerto Rican man stole my fucking car, and I never got my car back, and when I found it, it was stripped down, and now I hate all Puerto Ricans.
Liam Neeson kind of shit.
They thieves. Motherfuckers be stealing cars and shit. You understand what I'm saying? And that's how these motherfuckers think. Yeah. You have to pull your emotions out of shit. And you have to think of what's best for this country. Listen, and it's crazy, and I knew we was going to get on this topic, and I had Googled it when I was sitting there, and I forgot. I was born in 1975, right?
Same year as Biggie.
I don't even know how many presidents there's been since 1995. I knew when I was sitting there because I Googled it. My grandmother
Look at Donna with the good question.
Out of all these presidents that we've had since 1975, my life has been what it has been.
Yeah.
My grandmother still had to fucking take some rice with some beans and give us dinner when she just
There's
didn't
been
have
a
it.
variety of presidents since then.
Right. So it's like, what are they doing for my community? What have they done for my community besides lock us up?
The local vote is 10 times more
Being
important.
agreed.
I agree too, but I just feel like it's a fucking hustle. I just feel like it's a hustle. I feel like these motherfuckers are so selfish, and I feel like nothing never fucking changes that benefits us.
That's what I was about to say. I was going to say
that benefits my community.
what's good for this country might not be good for us. That might not be the same thing.
But it can be the same thing though, because we say this so many times on the pod. Is that the federal that's not our place right now. We have to get our local and our state together
Even
first.
they feed bullshit. Like
But
they ain't always
absolutely.
thorough.
But we gotta get
We can hold them more accountable.
Thank you, because we
Report
can
them
touch
on
them.
shit.
We can see them. Our delegates. We can touch them. We can talk to them.
Yeah.
Federal is in our place right now. We need to get our local and our state together, and then put people like-minded as candidates for the federal. We're so far behind the buck. We don't even need to focus. I mean, voting, of course, that we have the right to vote. We need to do that. We need to exercise our rights, of course. But even though I'm against it, I still voted.
The same way we put Obama in there, we can do the same in the local capacity.
Facts.
Get
this is what I'm talking about.
In order to affect politics, we got to get our money right first. I feel that's just my opinion.
Well, you can't get your money right if the politics are fucked up.
So it's like it's double edged. So you can't
and they know that.
People locally.
Well, and they know that.
But then what you gonna do with that black man when he don't got no funding or nothing like that, and he has to go seek funding from the very people that oppress you?
But you can't say that you don't have the funding when we spend the most money.
But that's what I'm saying. Getting our money right, the mentality,
Right?
the
Money,
money.
mentality. The money's right.
That's what I'm saying. I'm making GoFundMe.
Yeah, the money's right. We have the money.
Come on, man.
Like black people have the money.
Listen. The problem is, people are selfish.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't give a fuck about nobody but me. Mm-hmm. And that's just it. I don't give a fuck about what nobody. Now, I may give away some turkeys and do a Thanksgiving drive.
That shit make you feel
buy
good.
some bikes and some coats and this and this. People are fucking selfish, man. That's just it. People are fucking selfish. They don't care about nothing unless it affects them personally.
And I was literally gonna say this like 20 minutes ago because I think to what you said about you wanted to set your kids up, I think that's our problem. We haven't literally gotten to that mindset of like, I'm doing this for my grandkids. So that affects how we spend. Because we thinking like our lifetime or our short little 15 minutes of looking a certain way. So we spend money differently because we just focus on us. We're not thinking about our kids and all that kind of stuff.
My kids, so, I have kids that are old. I have grandkids. I have kids that are older, and my older kids probably fucking hate me right now. Because once they get a certain age, these are my rules with my daughters. Once you start fucking,
this is crazy.
The dick that's going in you is the dick that needs to be taking care of you.
I agree with that rule.
It sounds crazy, but that's 100.
I've never ever been in a relationship. I've never ever had a piece of pussy that I got that I did not have to provide for.
Right.
Facts.
Ever. If this young lady decides that she's going to be with me, and
Chris,
she lays in my bed,
pussy I didn't have to provide
and she's sleeping with me, and we're sleeping
Depends
together,
on what you call
I
providing,
have to provide. Period.
Yeah.
So I tell my daughters, when you're grown and you're not a virgin anymore, that day, that's when I stop providing for you.
This nigga did not provide for every girl he hit.
Nah, I'm a
No,
savage.
he's a scumbag.
Exactly.
Any girl that I call mine,
Nobody.
That's a different one.
Right.
But I do
If
that.
you was coming through at
What
1
you
PM,
said for your daughters is
the Bible said
and I would hope the same thing.
The color change.
Yeah, and none of y'all get one.
You know what?
I'm
We're
not gonna say
all
that.
three of us right here in this line. We're gonna hope this for our daughters.
Yeah, I hope it for them too.
I hope that.
Cause I had niggas.
Any
I ain't
dude
have to
she
get
have
pussy
sex
to
with,
take care of me.
He's
So
gonna be in a place to take care of you. Hopefully, I am hoping for that.
Well, that's my rule with them.
Yeah.
And
You know what time it is?
It's gonna happen, fam.
that's definitely my time.
5.
So, and then, you know, my sons, I tell them, you know, when I was 19, motherfucker, I had you.
Yeah.
And I was out there hustling, grinding. Don't call me and ask me for no $100. So my son right now, he got an attitude. Nigga, don't call me for no $100. When I was 23, nigga, you think I had a father to call and ask for $100?
Nah.
You better get the fuck up and go get you some money, nigga. I done bought you cars. I done did this. I done bought all these things. And I done set your life, nigga.
I'm good.
I done set don't call me and ask me for $100. I got a problem with that. Because that makes me feel like you ain't doing nothing with yourself. So don't call me and ask me for nothing, nigga. Especially when you're not doing nothing for yourself at 23 years old. What you calling me for?
Accountability.
Do you think you setting your kids up had, of course it has a positive effect, do you think it had a negative effect in the fact that he feels like everything should be given to him?
The process. Yeah, the process. They'll thank me later. I tell my kids all the time, you're going to be mad at me. And remember I told you in the beginning, I always tell them, you can say whatever you want.
Just respectful, yeah.
Right, so they'll tell me, you know, you're an asshole. I'm like, okay. I'll be an asshole. Why am I an asshole? Because you wanted $500 for nothing, and I didn't give you $500. Because whenever my kids ask me for my older kids, my young kids get it all. When the older kids ask me for shit, I need to know what it's for.
Yeah.
And why you don't have $500.
Yeah.
Nigga, when I was 19 and 18, I had you, motherfucker. I was out there hustling.
Right.
I can go to nobody to ask them for nothing to buy you Pampers.
Yeah.
You don't have no kids. You don't have no response. You don't have nothing going on. So you should have everything in the world.
And then when, like, go back further.
So my kids, so they get frustrated in the process.
Yeah.
But you'll thank me later. I tell them all the time. You'll thank me later. Now my babies, my little ones, hey, they get the world because they just don't know no better. You know, and I want them to know that to have what they need. Because a kid, you don't give a motherfucker what they want, they're gonna go get it. They're gonna find it.
Yeah.
Whether they steal, whether they do whatever, they're gonna figure a way to get it.
Yeah.
You know, just my parenting is just different. It's a little rough.
Yeah.
You know, with my older kids, you know, and don't have no fucking baby.
I'm certain Caitlin's gonna watch this back.
You
and
definitely
like,
trying to hear that shit.
Yeah, my daughter was living here with me in Virginia, and 17 years old. She was living in South Carolina, and I moved her here with me. And this little motherfucker throwing up every day. I said, yeah, what's wrong with you? Come to find out she was pregnant. I said, well, listen, you got a choice. You can be here with me and be 17, or you can be grown and live with your baby father and have a baby. Because when you was born, your mother lived with you, and I have to take care of y'all. I'm not taking care of another motherfucker's baby.
Yeah.
That's just, I done did that. I done raised so many, been with women that had kids and raised their fucking kids, and as soon as the relationship is over, kids be like, you ain't my father.
Right.
Motherfucker, when I was buying you little Adidas and shit, nigga, I was your father. So I don't have no kid. So she decided to have a kid and go. Now the baby father's in jail for murder.
Shit.
And she has an apartment, and she has a baby, and every day she's calling me, Dad, I'm sorry. And I'm like, nah. You gotta lay in that bed.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
He looks just like you. A lot of motherfuckers look just like you. I ain't sending you no money.
Right.
Because you didn't listen.
And going back into the conversation where you said you made your first million, I think you said you was 22.
21.
Like, 21, like, if they passed their age, you definitely ain't trying to hear that shit, like, because you've been there.
You can go get it.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
I had a whole responsibility at 21 years
Right.
old.
Yeah, you can't enable them either. It hinders the
I wanted
potential.
to talk about that too.
Absolutely.
But we running. Our time is coming short.
I had an amazing time.
Cause my first so how you feel, bro? Is it cash 1 million and then you made $1 million, or is it net worth?
No. So my net worth is
You're not
completely.
telling us.
No, I wouldn't tell you. But your net worth would be absolutely different from because when you say what your net worth is, so then you have to include your
Assets and
property,
shit.
Assets, yeah. Of course, people don't understand that.
Because one of them for me is over an M, but the other one ain't.
Well,
So like, do I count? I've been asking myself because I wanted to get myself like a little gift for the first one.
Well, never count. Never count. Because
I told you, Caitlin, I wasn't supposed to count.
Because when you count, counting gives you a sense of comfortability.
What is you doing?
And then you get on my nerves.
I know I do.
But counting gives
Remember that when you need something, you call me.
listen, counting
Then I get on your nerve.
counting gives you a sense of comfortability. And when I say never count, that doesn't mean don't keep up with what the fuck you got.
Keep track.
That's not what I'm saying at all.
Yeah, for sure. I know
What I'm saying is don't count.
I check my account every
Because
morning.
when
That
you
should be trying to
count,
sneak out.
because when you count, it gives you a sense of comfortability. So if you sitting on 90,000 and you got $1,500 a month in bills, You gonna just lay back just like this pretty lady was just a few minutes ago. You comfortable.
Yeah.
We get comfortable. I got $100,000 in bills a month that I pay every month. $100,000 in bills I pay a month, every single month.
Should make me itch.
So there's no sense of comfortability for me ever. Never. When you're comfortable, where you going?
And I feel like there's a difference between content and comfort.
$1 million nowadays ain't shit.
Facts.
Ain't shit. That's 2 of my cars. Ain't shit.
You can blow that in a day.
Ain't nothing. I got watches. That's $250, $150. Necklaces, pieces, and shit. I just don't wear no more because I feel that these motherfuckers in the club with this jewelry on is the corniest motherfuckers in the room. That's just my opinion. Because I'm older now.
Right.
When I was them, I was the flyest motherfucker.
Right.
You know, you look at my
Money
Instagram, like, goddamn. You know what I'm saying? Every car I had a piece for it, crusted in diamonds.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? So I had 2 big dumbass earrings in my ear. You know what I'm saying? But it's just, people will hurt you for that shit. Yeah. You have to kill a nigga. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I got a shot here. I had 2 bodies at 16 years old from somebody trying to carjack me. So, somebody kill you for that shit, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that shit's just corny to me. I don't wear it. And who you gonna sell it to? These motherfuckers ain't gonna give you nothing for it nowadays.
Yeah.
So what you want? And then the majority of people, they don't want no custom shit.
Nope.
Fuck, I'm gonna wear your chain.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, that shit is just nothing.
Good pod,
Hey.
man. I appreciate you coming
Oh,
through.
no doubt, man.
A lot of info.
Right.
No doubt. But
Drop a lot of gems
you
drop.
listen, if you're in that property game, if you want to get into that property game, it ain't for the weak.
Not at all.
It definitely ain't for the weak, but I just feel that as black people, we should all own real estate.
Facts.
Land, something.
Quickest way to
land.
wealth.
You have to own, you have to own real estate. You have to own real estate. You have to own your own business. Don't keep making these people rich off of your fucking knowledge and your blood and your sweat.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you can do it for this motherfucker, you can absolutely do it for you.
For sure.
If you can make this motherfucker wealthy, you can do it for you.
Yeah. You make $100,000 at a job. How much
Well,
you
it's
think they
fucking
make off you?
sharecropping. I had the conversation with my grandmother today. They put you in a position to grow their farm and grow their shit, and they call it sharecropping. Oh man, you go ahead, you do the work, and then we split the money.
Yeah.
So I do nothing. So when you're working for somebody, you doing all the fucking work.
Yeah.
He's doing nothing. You got all the knowledge. You got all the brains. So if you can run this motherfucker's club, you can run his machines, you can run his dealership, you can build his ships,
Run the
you
company.
can rebuild his motherfucking engines, you can do it for yourself.
For sure. I ain't even gonna say nothing else. We're gonna leave it on that.
Yeah, man.
Hey.
Just another pot. You got something to say, Chris?
No, I was just about to say that's heavy.
Yeah, we appreciate you coming by, man. Dropping them gems on everybody.
Sitting in here sweating with us.
Anytime. Yeah, sweating like a
it's currently
fucking
80
dog.
degrees in this building.
Not my fault. Not my
Close the
fault.
door.
And it wasn't me.
It's crazy.
This is the podcast, episode 66. Make sure you hit subscribe. Appreciate you, Kev, for coming through.
No doubt, man.
A lot of
Anytime.
gems. Big gem
Anytime.
talk. We used to have a lot of big gem talk on here. Big gem talk today. And we out.
We out.
Peace.